In addition to the different stitches you can apply to the objects within a design, different stitch effects can be added to some of the fills and outlines. These are a separate set of more specialized object property settings. These effects can be accessed either through the icons in the Effects section of the Stitch toolbar. By clicking on the Effects icon, you have access to the Effects tabs. Or by opening Object Properties and clicking on the Effects button in the lower left-hand corner, that will also give you the Effects dialog box. Most of these effects apply to filled objects, and many can only be applied to certain types of fills. Let's look first at Underlay. I've started the Stitch Player to show you the underlay under this step fill that you see on screen. There are different types of underlay. If you click on the drop-down arrow next to Step Underlay, you can see the 6 different types of underlay available. You have center walk, double step, double zigzag, edge walk, step, and zigzag. Underlay helps stabilize the fabric and reduce distortion of the design. Underlay also helps add loft to a design so stitches don't sink into the fabric. Underlay is automatically added to objects that you create when you digitize, either automatically or manually, unless you turn Auto Underlay off, and it will create the underlay based on your current settings. If you wish to change these settings, you can select the design and right-click on the underlay icon, and the Effects dialog box will open up. You can then select a different type of underlay. Now with an object selected, only those types of underlay that are appropriate for this type of object will be shown. The type of underlay that is added to a design is based on the type of object that was created. 1 or 2 different types of underlay can be added. To find out more about underlay, go to the Help and Reference Manual. Enter 280 and press Enter, and that will give you information about the different types of underlay available and when to use them. The stitch length, the stitch spacing, and the margin can all be changed for the type of underlay. Stitch spacing will affect how close together the underlay rows are to one another. The underlay margin can be adjusted to prevent underlay stitches from extending outside the cover stitches. To add a second layer of underlay, just place a check mark in front of Underlay 2. Click on the drop-down arrow by the underlay type and choose the type of underlay you wish to add. All types of underlay that are available for the first layer are available for this second layer. Let's look at the different underlay types. All these designs were created with a 0-degree stitch angle, and the cover stitch is decreased in density so that the underlay shows through. The cover is this 0-degree stitch, and the vertical lines are the underlay. With a step underlay, it's an open back and forth stitch that is used in larger objects. The double step goes back and forth across the object twice and is also appropriate for larger objects. The edge walk underlay places stitches around the edge of an object. It is often used with step underlay for large areas and is used for designs that have an open density so you cannot see the underlay traveling underneath the cover. Zigzag and double zigzag underlays are used to support wide columns. Once again, they go back and forth across the object. Notice that they're going in the same direction as the cover, and that is the same for the double zigzag. Double zigzag only works with satin outline or lettering. center walk underlay places a row of stitches along the center of a column. It is used to stabilize narrow columns.